And now, live from the studios of Freedom's Phoenix, Ernest Hancock.
Darty, that came from Gene Cavanaugh from Maine. That's for you, man. He's like, come on, man. You know you want to play it. All right, there you go. I want to make sure that we get right back to Fernando because my encouragement is that we are in a situation where this type of prepping is important. And if you're not able to bring along your family, then what's the point? And the motivation for women and children to get involved I remember I've been doing this since '88, and then it really started getting going, like '92 presidential campaign, '94, '95. Remember you had Waco and Ruby Ridge and Oklahoma City and the terrorist bills and assault weapon bans and militia and on and on and on and on and on. And it always kind of focused towards this, militia type. They're all getting prepped. You got to wear camo. If you had any kind of an event that you were at, oh, sure as heck. You always got that one guy wearing the floppy hat camo, and the media, they focus on that. You had 300 people, one guy in camo hat, and that's the guy that gets the picture. So a lot of us that were there or were politically active and so on, we knew the game. We knew how this was played, and a lot of us just didn't care. We're going, look, man, that's, all that's going to go away when it comes down to, people need and who's got. So as time has evolved, and certainly since we've gone through the financial crisis and the Dr. Paul's campaign of '08 and the birth of the Love-olution, and there's a lot of Love-olutionaries in Philadelphia, I'll tell you that. The city of brotherly love, they're showing their Love-olution traits right there all the time. Fernando's a product of that. And I want to ask you, have you seen over the years, I certainly have, in Philadelphia, this enormous change in the demographic to not only be younger, but to include a lot more women and children? Has that been your experience?
You mean from the survival point of view?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the thing is that it's been a real. We've had to craft it that way. We've had to really go out of our way to tamp down the testosterone and tamp down the egos, and to keep things apolitical, because there are a lot of things that will scare folks off. Now, I'm a very political beast myself, and but one of the things that we do to make it non-threatening is to keep check all politics at the door. So, for example, we don't care why the grid is down, why the taps aren't flowing, why there's no food getting to grocery stores. That's just the situation. So here's how you deal with it. So, we've gone into growing food in small spaces, bucket gardening, simple hydroponics and aquaponics, different, sprouting, all different ways that folks can manufacture or grow their own food, as well as buying in bulk and storing so that they won't go bad, how to rotate cans in an effective way. So we really try to make it non-threatening and be as open and inviting as possible. One of the other things we do is we go out of our way to make sure that the seminars we give are as hands-on as can be. So we will do different exercises. I'll give you an example. When we do medical, emergency medical, which is taught by trauma nurses, and we have a couple doctors, one of the things we did is teach suturing. And so we had a bag of oranges, and we made gashes in the oranges and passed them out and used needles and fishing line to teach suturing. So it's a hands-on process. It helps people learn from a more comprehensive point of view. We try to involve as many different senses as possible. But to answer your question about the demographics, absolutely, and it's instinctual. That's the thing. it's mothers and fathers that have been getting children through tough times for all of time, as long as people have been around. So it is instinctual, and these people are simply responding to their instincts. Something's fishy. Now, they might not know why it's not passing the smell test. They might not fully understand why they have this underlying concern, but they know that they're lied to by the mass media on a regular basis, and there's a lot out there.
Well, the people that come... I'm sorry, you're going to finish something?
No, go ahead.
The people that are coming, I'm wondering how many from the left, philosophically. I can understand you want to keep the politics out of it. This is just, hey, we're just advocating you keep breathing in and out. But, I mean, the people that are coming from the left, what's their motivation? I mean, it's I'll give you an example. During the Bush administration, I was a talk show host at one of the more liberal networks on Air America, the Phoenix affiliate here, the producer and talk show host, and we're their token libertarians, Charles Goyette and I. And what happened was you started to see the shift. Even Randy Rhodes, the big progressive, heck yeah, I carry my handgun. So, this is, it started changing when they had Bush in the White House. All of a sudden, they're starting to see what the Second Amendment was all about. Yes, when you got a tyrannical government, they're starting to lean that way. Now, of course, when Obama gets in, that'll change or it gets subdued more. But I'm wondering what the motivation is from the left. Now that they got Obama in the White House, is there something else that they're, seeing? Yeah, you're right. They may not understand what's going on.
So to answer your question here, there are a lot of different aspects to, and I try to steer away from the left-right paradigm period. But people that you would refer to as being on the left, that even socialists, communists by definition, and self, or left-leaning anarchists or anarcho-socialists, or they're also linked into the concept of end the Fed, the idea that that there is a central banking system that is controlling so much and manipulating so much of our economy, and that it is bad for the people. So, a lot of those end the Fed folks that you saw in Philadelphia, while the majority of them would be libertarian, constitutionalist, Republican, there are also going to be others, in the Zeitgeist movement or, aligned with the Venus Project. They want no money, and they want to abolish the Fed from that perspective. I think that from a survival, self-sustaining point of view, that there, what are the hippies? We're hippies, back to the earth, back to the land, in tune with Mother Nature. Try not to use pesticides and poisons on your food, and try not to put bad things into yourself. So, I don't, again, and that's an excellent reason for checking politics at the door.
Yeah, we had a lot of people here in the Southwest and Western Rockies and so on. They call them the rainbow people. That they just go camping. For
absolutely
a summer.
The rainbow gatherings.
Right.
Sure, self-sufficient.
So this, I can see a lot of the overlapping of ideologies that are really, it comes down to, they just want to be left alone. And what I'm finding from the left, I'll have a lot of people on, like yesterday I had a big CIA guy, Melvin Goodman, on, and man, he was freaking out. We need the government to do whatever it was that he wanted them to do, and not what somebody else wants to do. But it never, ever goes down anybody from government that allows for what the individual wants to do. Oh, heck no. We're a society controlled by fill in the blank. And the one thing that, when we come back, I want to make sure we focus a little bit on some of the techniques that are common to different regions. If you're looking at the pictures that we have up on the video with Pennsylvania, ooh, that's big time different from here in the Southwest with different concerns. But there are common concerns that we have. Water, power, shelter, clothing. We're going to get into some details, how you make fire. We'll get into some details with Fernando when we come back.